Hello everybody, Cedric Consider here, CRWC, and we will be reviewing Ring of Honor. So, let's jump into this. So it starts off, it opens with an update. Angelico brings up last week with Eddie Kingston and acknowledge that they are friends. He claims Eddie crossed the line when he took advantage of Serpentico by using the modified stretch plum to hurt him. Problem, Serpentico is there, and he has a sling on, but it's on the wrong
arm.
And they show Eddie cranking the right arm, but Serpentico has the sling on the left
arm. And seeing that his right arm was almost folded across the shoulder joint to his back, it doesn't make sense for the left arm to be damaged. So there is that.
That was bad. That was bad. And plus, when Serpentico, if his arm was really that damaged, it wouldn't have been at the elbow. It would have been at the shoulder.
At the shoulder.
Now, it's not to say that it can't happen at the elbow, but when Kingston cranked it, it was along the bicep area. So, just going on effect. Plus, as messed up as it is, and I'm not a fan of saying this because I don't like sounding like this, but Serpentico isn't major enough to even have a storyline involving the world champion.
Nope.
And here's the thing, it's not like you see he and Angelico together all the time. You don't see them tagging up ever. So best you can tell is they wear the same colors, so they are at least not angry with each other. That's the best you can get from it. Just saying. So let's move on. Angelico comes out versus Metal League. We skipped this because Angelico won with the spinning inverted figure 4 grapevine.
Beautiful move.
Love it. Love that move. Problem is, you know he's not really going to get that on Kingston. Not necessarily. If he do, he's not going to tap. That ain't happening. So I don't know how they're going to build this up, but they are doing it poorly right now.
Yeah, I've noticed that they seem to build Eddie Kingston's matches the same way every time. The only difference is that they're greater and lesser degrees of rage.
Yep.
Hey man, we're friends, but you shouldn't have done that. Okay. Jay Lethal. Hey man, we friends, but I hate your guts now, and your mom hates you too. Okay, and then CM Punk, I hated you forever. We used to be friends, so treat me like shit. Okay, and then Claudio, man, we were friends. You knew my family, and then it's the same thing. Why can nobody see this? It's like they use Eddie Kingston's emotional issues to create the same match over and over again. It's just now instead of losing them, he's winning them.
That's the only difference. Yeah, wash, rinse, repeat. But here's the thing, Eddie Kingston can talk. He's believable when he talks.
Yeah,
I like to hear a montage of his promos. I love listening to Eddie Kingston when he's especially when he got into it like he did against Jay Lethal. Man, it's like it sounded emotional.
Yeah,
you could hear almost a heartbreak. So I'm cool with that. Next, the infantry with Trish Adora versus the Hughes brothers of Terrence and Terrell Hughes. It was a fast match.
Yeah, but it was a good match.
Yeah, it was a squash.
But it didn't look like a squash.
It was the amount of offense.
Yeah,
that's why I say squash match. Terrence and Terrell are not being displayed like they should. They give 20 minutes to meaningless people in terms of the wrestling business and what they are exposing and showing and displaying for their persona. But then those who they need to build a tag team force, Terrence and Terrell would be a really good one because they were moving.
Very good addition.
They've lost weight in certain areas, gained weight in others. They work as a unit.
They look formidable. You don't see them and think Baba Ganoush.
Yep. And just throw them away. Just throw away match. No, they use them build up your tag team force. They would be a great foundation. Say, look, entry right here, the Hughes brothers. That's it. And then build them up to mid card. Have someone else take their place at the lower card. That's what you do. Okay. Next, Layla Hirsch talks to Maria in the back and says that her match and loss against Athena woke her up to who she forgot she was. She then says she's open to accepting some help from Maria. Maria says she is just like everyone else who has a bad past. If Layla wants her help, she'll have to earn it. And I had to know Maria turned it on her with fairly expert skill.
Yeah.
She turned it, you know, because as we just to remind everyone, Maria was chasing Layla for weeks.
Yeah, and Layla was blowing her off, waving her off, all that stuff.
Yep. And
granted, it was annoying having her stalking the darn ramp for weeks. I get that, but yeah, she blew her off.
Yep. And now it's like, you want some help? You got to earn it. So she turned it. Good. Next, Anthony Henry versus Dalton Castle. When I saw this, I was like, this might have to be the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it should have been the main event.
Yeah,
it should have been the main. During a dodging,
I guess it's some competition for the main event, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We'll go through this one first.
Yeah.
But look, it was a dodging moment in the corner. Henry pops Castle with an elbow butt. Castle rolls out and complains loudly that he hit me with a real elbow. I was like, what? Maybe he said rear, but it sounded like he said real. And so then once he got back in the ring, Castle turned it up like 8 notches. All right.
Not before he got popped again.
Yep. He turned it up and you pop right again. And they started striking and slamming the hell out of each other.
Yeah, Dalton Castle was mad. Like, he hit me in the face.
In the face.
Yes, he was upset.
I'm going to tell you right now, I know people may not get, I don't know. Dalton Castle's best promos is his talk in the ring during a match.
Oh, yeah. Because he got a lot to say during the match.
Yes.
He do more gabbing during the match.
And what he says is his persona. You see it with the complaints. You hear the complaints. You hear whether you hit me again, I'm gonna rip your face off. I was like, oh snap! He was all animated. I was like, this dude is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
He was picking him up and just dropping him.
Dalton Castle is Scott Steiner if Scott Steiner could be 20 again. That's what that is. Scott would be like, yeah, I should have done this. And I would have loved to see those two together against each other in their equal prime. Love to see it. With all the knowledge that they got in their prime, that match would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually Henry beats the hell out of Castle, even using a real running boot kick to knock him over the railing outside the ring. And I mean, I couldn't see how Dalton would have seen him coming.
His whole back was to Henry. There is no way. And then when Dalton started climbing back over the railing, he looked like, what the hell was that? And like he got hit by a train or something.
I had to acknowledge Dalton Castle has been working on selling. Because this is completely, massively different than what he has done before. Look at Dalton Castle up until just his last match. And then this one is like, okay, wow, that's a complete, transformative situation. You've gotten amazing. Because in this, I believed every strike, every throw, every blow, every slam. I believed the facial expressions and everything. Castle at multiple times looked like he was out of it and he wrestled like it. That's what's so missed. Dalton Castle's doing so well and he's never going to get acknowledged properly for it.
And let's not forget
Anthony Henry.
Yes.
Woo!
He turned up. His partner is hurt. I can't think his name right now. Drake's hurt. So he's out here looking toned up. He's got on his black gear. Like he got some new tattoos, and he's got a bit of a baddie edge going on, and he was showing it with those stiff elbows, and he was wrestling Dalton stiff.
Yes.
and it was good. It's you've seen glimpses of what he can do, especially in his singles matches. But right now, this match with Dalton, you really got to see him. And as I commented to Cedric, I was like, hey, this Anthony Henry could be on board with Shane Taylor Promotions.
Yes.
And do well.
Yeah, you did say that, and I wasn't going to disagree with that. It was right there. I was like, this is the guy that should have been there.
Yeah.
And you know what's amazing? I've seen JD Drake work like this too. I've seen him come up like this. It don't sustain with him, but it does with Henry.
And Henry doesn't have that tag team problem where if they wrestle singles, they can't go for very long. No, he can go.
Yeah, Henry is the one that when he gets in the tag team, he stunts a lot of his singles.
Yeah.
That's right there. That's the diamond in the rough right there. That's that dude. That's your best kept secret that you don't even want to know about. And that's what makes your promoters look dumb.
Yeah.
Castle and Henry return to the ring, beating the hell out of each other until Castle, he goes into suplex mode with his amazing, beautiful throws. I don't know how much energy it takes out of him, but it looks so effortless.
It does. It looks effortless.
It looks like his opponent is floating in his arms. That's how much control and power and leverage Castle has when he does these suplexes.
And he looks so 100%. It's been a few years, but after that back injury when he was champion, it took him some time.
Yeah, it looks sloppy.
It took him some time to get crisp and strong again. And I think you mentioned that he's a little bit heavier than he was. And he wears his back brace with his high britches. And he just looks good. And he's not a bad guy anymore. He was a terrible bad guy. Oh,
yeah, he's
awful.
He was an awful heel.
As soon as they started showing him on AEW's version of Ring of Honor, it was a good guy, and I'm just so glad because you get to see his eccentricity blossoms more when he's being good as opposed to trying to be eccentric and bad and then just comes off lame.
Yes. As others would say, boring. He does. Henry, he crawls out of the ring where Castle grabs him from behind, lifts him up and over the top rope, which is a spot that you rarely see Castle do, keeps him lifted, and then German suplexes him.
Yes.
That is power, control, leverage at its finest. That's more power than anything.
Deadlifted off the apron over the top rope, carried him back, and then German suplex. It was beautiful.
Castle ultimately won with, Irish whip into the Bangarang. It was good, but you knew who was going to win. But man, Henry.
But it was a fight. It was a struggle.
I implore anyone, if you can find that Ring of Honor, last week's Ring of Honor, watch that match. Watch it. And
you see Henry at his finest, better than we've ever seen him yet to date. He looked like he was trying to beat Dalton Castle.
Yes, like I'm trying to. Not if I can't beat you, I'm gonna hurt you. It's gonna be one of the two. That's what it looked like.
And Dalton's like, you ain't gonna tee off on me. I'm Dalton Castle.
Yep,
I was a champion,
and that is what angers a lot of people. He was a champion. Eddie got it. I'm cool with Eddie having it, but why give it to Eddie when he's injured?
Yeah.
Well, he's not injured. He's hurt. It's just poor timing.
Yeah.
Don't want to change the storyline, but you know what? Promoters back in the day, they always have a contingency, and if they don't, they'll find one that makes sense. Like Brian Pillman and Sting. Just saying, Sting and Luger is little things like that. But not just this match is something to watch. The next women's tornado tag team match. Mercedes Martinez and Diamante versus Athena and her minion, Billy Starks. In the ring, all at the same time, fighting. There was no way to keep notes on this or anything. This match was a struggle. It was a fight. Yes, it looked sloppy, but what fight is it? It didn't look like, botch. It's like, no, I can't hit you enough. I can't throw you hard enough.
I got to jump in to save any way I can. Saving on the inside, saving on the outside. Billy came to play. She was getting her 20% baddie on, and it was working.
Yes. You know, I think she bulldozed Diamante when she threw Athena.
Oh yeah,
down.
she sure did.
She just bowled her over, and they was in the ring. Double team moves everyone's working on, but they do it when it's allotted, not just somebody down. Oh, we're gonna do this contrived move and give the person plenty of time to get up. No, they was taking advantage.
Yes.
This was a fight.
Yes,
I enjoyed this match so much. You gotta watch this match too.
It is the best tornado tag that I can remember seeing in a long time. These women did it right.
This match ended,
and there was nobody standing on outside looking in while two went 1-on-1. There was none of that.
Yeah, they participated. They showed what if bare minimum what tag team legitimately is about. Be there for your partner until you're too beat up to be there. Damn, this match was good. Y'all are missing out if you don't watch this match.
Yeah,
you're missing out. But the match ended with an aided diving blockbuster powerbomb hold on Billy Starks.
And Athena was just a half a second shy.
Yes, she tried to get there. She won't necessarily stop as much as she just could not get there.
Yeah.
Best tornado tag match we've ever seen. This was hard-nosed and a fight from start to finish. The tag team, the double team moves were great. Mercedes Martinez, she took a long-winded beating. The heels, who are the heels?
Who knows?
Honestly, you've got bad girls that are faces, which is Athena and Starks, and then you got heels, Martinez and Diamante.
And
they were bad.
And you will hear, the women need to wrestle like dudes. No, the women need to start wrestling like divas. These women wrestle like women because women are vicious.
Yes.
Don't ever get it twisted. A dude will ruin your life for a day. A woman will ruin your life for your life.
And look, part of me wants to disagree, but that's about 5%. And I thought back to watching women's college basketball and watching the WNBA. You watch the NBA, okay, the guys can dunk. They can do fancy layups and whatnot. They can do that. Okay, and that's a highlight. That's good. But the women, when it comes to rebounding, when it comes to scrambling to get the free ball, no. Put it like this: the guys would be scrapping over half of what the women do. And I guarantee you
it's like somebody said, whoever gets the most rebounds gets to eat today.
Yep. I'm just saying, that's how we haven't watched basketball like that in years, but when we did, back in the early 2000s, late 90s, that's how it was. It was vicious.
It was vicious.
I've seen the women, the Dragons for softball, and no, softball ain't nothing soft about softball. No, seeing women slide into home, and it's like I'm not really sliding at the plate as much more as I'm kicking at your legs. There's a big difference. I'm safe, or you're gonna lose an ankle. Make a choice. That's how it is. Volleyball is no different. You don't attack the net, you attack the opponent trying to spike it. If I hurt your face, you can't see to spike it somewhere. I've seen that. Beach volleyball. Ain't no joke. Just saying. Done with my rant. Backstage. No. Wait, I got ahead. Willie Mack versus Kyle Fletcher. I knew who was going to win that. Kyle wins with Statlander's slam and pin. Yeah, he used Chris Statlander's Friday Night Fever, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
Statlander slam. Backstage, Athena screams at Billy for giving her first loss in Ring of Honor. She cites that if not for her trying to build her up, Billy if it wasn't for her trying to build her up, Billy would be on every other AEW show getting beat over and over and over as an 18-year-old star. Because she lost, She has to defend her title against Martinez next week. Angry Athena hits Billy and storms off. Billy is then consoled by Lexi, who looked on scared for her friend.
Athena lit into her.
I was gonna record it and play it. I was like, no.
It was vicious.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
But she won't tell it. She was telling the truth about where she would be.
Yep. Can't disagree with any of it.
That's where she should be, somewhere losing to Sheeta.
Here's the thing.
Sky Blue.
Hold up. Here's the scariest part of that. Okay. What Athena said was exactly what was happening to Billy Starks.
Yep.
She was on every show and she lost to everybody, even Sky Blue. Billy Starks is better than Sky Blue.
Oh yeah.
Now Sky Blue is at a transitional stage in her life. We don't know. She's somewhere between sales receptionist and and a pimp named Slipback.
Sales receptionist.
But let's see. After that, there's a 4-way match: Slim J, Gringo Loco, Blake Christian, and Gravity. So Gravity won with a splash.
Yeah, I was not gonna watch that.
Me neither. Layla Hirsch versus Nyx. Squash match. Hirsch wins with an armbar. Darius Martin versus Lee Moriarty. And I noted that Cedra noticed things that indicate Dante's on his way back to action. Before getting into that, Shane he nailed Dante from the floor. Border City stretched. The referee had to stop because he couldn't respond. After the match, the hold was not relinquished until Action Andretti ran in. But what did you notice, Cedra, to let you know?
Action Andretti and Darius have been joined at the hip since Dante turned his ankle back forward. And so, all of a sudden, on the other shows, Action Andretti pops up, goes to Miro's hot wife. Hey, I could use a manager. And if you don't know me, I'm Action Andretti. And of course, that raises Miro's ire, who grabs him by his face and does something. They wrestle. He loses. He has become active as a solo performer on the other shows, leaving Darius to be defending himself as a solo performer on Ring of Honor. But he's also repping the Top Flight again. He's been repping that the whole time. Him and Andretti have been wrestling together.
He's got the airplane tights back on and whatnot.
And he's repping. So Dante, must be soon to return, or Andretti was like, I just want to do something else. But I think maybe the former as opposed to the latter.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you couldn't find a point in tag team history where a partner just outright, without notice, abandons his partner, unless someone was forced to leave the territory or they got released from the show and they had no choice. Like, okay, we got to figure out something. And then they try to bring that person back a little bit later. And then either they reform the tag team, or it's like, oh, I take issue with you. That's normally how that goes. Nope, this here. No, I'm just gonna leave. At least Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty had a breakup. At least the Mega Powers had a breakup.
But these guys weren't even officially together. It was just because it was the three of them working at points, and then Dante's ankle went snappo.
Yep, his ankle turned, I think, 207 degrees. So, yeah, that's what happened.
His ankle walked back up the ramp. The foot walked back up the ramp, and Dante was trying to figure out where it was going.
So it's like, clearly you don't need me.
I'm going to the back.
You and Penta El Zero Bieto, just, y'all do your thing. I'm going to go up the ramp and be safe.
I'm going to catering.
So, after that, Robin Renegade versus Rachel Ellering. And I'm like, well, no, this is going to go.
I was so stunned.
Rachel Ellering won with the Boss Woman Slam. And hey, Rachel, I see her face. I'm like, wow, she got her dad's face. But this is their third or fourth match, and Ellering finally won. But she did that Boss Woman Slam, and it was good. It was good.
Riccaboni brought it up. Like, Riccaboni, you brought it up. We got to see it now, and she laid that on Robin. It was good.
Robin and Rachel. Okay, the Renegade sisters they fight when they're in that ring.
They do.
They aren't divas. You know, they aren't superstars. They fight.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna say this, and I know people are gonna take issue with it, but when they cut loose and they are literally hyper focused and it's put on the match, they are almost akin to what I would see, although they're thin, but a female version of the Briscoes as a tag team, not singles. That straightforward, fight you, don't back down. When they get into that mindset, you can see it. And it's rare. I don't know if it's them, or if it's the booker, or if it's their opponent. But I've seen it twice in the NWA. I've seen it in another promotion, and I've seen it twice. I've seen it once on Dynamite, and then you can see it in this match here, this singles match. And I was like, they're like the Briscoes. They're just thin and girls, so you got blinders on. But you take all that bias out, and you're like, oh crap, I see it. And I'm stunned by it. So I don't know what the trigger is, but I wish they would grab that gun and hold that trigger down and show everybody what they're really made of, win or lose. Show up every time. Don't just show up to work. Show up to work.
I just hope the women that they have here in Ring of Honor, they leave here and don't infect them with the women from anywhere else.
Yeah, really.
That y'all can keep them.
So then we get to the main event of the evening. Triple threat tag team match. Griff Garrison and Cole Carter versus the Iron Savages versus the Gates of Agony. Now, you know who needs to win this. You know who's going to win this.
Y'all know what this is.
You know what this is.
It was like 6 minutes designated for this match.
Griff Garrison, he's all right. Cole Carter was impressing me. He's got a look. He's somewhat starting to form a presence. I'm just wondering where is it going to go, how is it going to keep building it.
I just don't think he need to talk at all.
I agree with that for now. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Some training or whatnot, you might want to hear him all the time. I'm not sure. Iron Savages, they have bummed them down, and they could have been an amazing tag team. This gimmick thing that they're doing, I liked it in the beginning, but now they're trying to gimmick up the gimmick, and it's looking stupid.
And they need to cut Jack Jameson loose,
or have Jack Jameson do something.
Anytime he try to do something, he fails miserably.
I like Jack Jameson's push in terms of, like, you know, that inspirational trainer with you. That's kind of what he is and kind of how I see him. And I like that. But he needs to do that from the corner from time to time instead of his silence. He needs to push them. Even though they're going to lose, he needs to push them. He needs to corner them. Call out little mistakes that the opponent make. Do what Prince Nana does. You know, Iron Savages could be a great team. They do need to work. They need to get built and whatnot. They've got potential that they're not using, and they're becoming a joke. They need to say, whoa, we are better than this. You know, a lot of people listen to Jim Cornette. It's like they're job guys and stuff. Hey, if y'all are dumb enough to believe what a tag team should be based on what one person says, despite their history, then you're not a wrestling fan at all. And that's just my take. I listen to him. I learn a lot from Jim Cornette, and I also will disagree with him easily.
Because he's so infuriating.
Gates of Agony, they are not where they need to be.
No, they're not.
They are far down on that totem pole.
They need to get the damn Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship off of the MJF show. You got tag teams in a division wrestling without belts.
They are on Ring of Honor. wrestling and tag team for belts that aren't there, that they will never get. That shows the outright idiocy of Tony Khan.
Excuse me, how long has Adam Cole been hurt? And shouldn't it be 30 days and strip?
Whoa. MJF has been defending them.
And see, that's bull.
One, you can defend them 1-on-2. You can do that. You can do that. I know it sucks.
How much do you have to gas somebody up and service them in hopes that they stay when their contract is up next year? This is...
I'm going to tell you this right now. You look at MJF with them tag team belts on, or at least holding one, it don't even look right.
Nope. Especially since, somebody else is running around with his belt. It's a
yeah. Gates of Agony.
They should be the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions.
If you want to see who your new Briscoe brothers would be, that's them.
But let's think about it. Let's go over it real quick. Ring of Honor Tag Team Division. You got the Gates of Agony. You got Iron Savages. You got Shane Taylor Promotions.
Top Flight.
You got Top Flight. You've got
per se Top Flight.
The Kingdom.
You've got nope. Kingdom's not there anymore.
They can easily come back. They switch them back whatever they want. It's in the wind.
Yeah.
The Righteous.
Yes.
That's at least 6.
Don't forget the Infantry.
The Infantry.
They could have the Hughes brothers if they wanted.
Yeah, the Hughes brothers. You got Griffin Cole. They're trying to do something.
Yep.
That's a potential what? That's 9 tag teams that could be actually doing something. The Workhorsemen, if Drake wasn't hurt, that's another one.
Yep.
But they've got no belts.
Because no belts on
because
AEW.
They are AEW being a part of the main card comedy act, and it's tired. It's so tired. I like MJF, but I'm just ready for all of them to just plow through him and him explode into Long Island pieces, and we can just move on.
Just get look. We want MJF as a champion, but he doesn't need to be this champion. This was a bone to throw to Adam Cole for Adam Cole to probably stay where he ain't gonna go anywhere else anyway except Impact Wrestling.
And then he broke again.
Yep. Now, this is just fans watching wrestling, but as the human aspect, these are people outside. This is their job. This is their livelihood. I feel horrible for Adam Cole. I really do. This is how he supports himself. He loves wrestling, and he gets injured. Wrestling, you get bit. You can't stop it. You can't. Sting ain't even, he's not being forced to retire, but he knows he has to, and I promise you he doesn't want to. I don't think he cares for pro wrestling like most, but he don't want to leave it either. And Flair, I bet you he wish he was still 42. Just stay 42 years of age and wrestle forever. That's how that is. So, I know Adam Cole is ailing emotionally. And I hope he has a speedier recovery than what they think he's going to have. And I do want him back in that ring. I wouldn't mind him and MJF being tag team champions, but defending it in Ring of Honor. And advertising on AEW shows, Ring of Honor, here's where the tag team champions are. Yada, yada, yada. Help build up Ring of Honor that way. Honor Club ain't going to stay if you... Hey, guess what? Every belt on here we're not going to have because it's on every other show but Ring of Honor.
No wonder Athena can say the Athena show. No other champion is on the show. She is the only champion that is static in Ring of Honor. The King of Television, you never see him on Ring of Honor.
Nope.
The Ring of Honor champion, you don't see him on Ring of Honor. And the tag team champions, you don't see him on Ring of Honor. She dominates that show as well as she should because she's the only one.
Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions are on Collision.
Yes. I forgot about them. She is the only one that is... She's carrying this little piece of the company on her back.
No, she's got the whole company on her back.
The people come to see her. They enjoy her. Her little skits, they're short and they're enjoyable. And she's devastating in the ring. will get no credit. Will get no credit from nobody.
Never.
No credit from nobody.
And Athena deserves a whole lot more than what she's getting. She deserves to be in the main event spot
because she stepped all the way up,
and everyone else stepped off.
Was Athena in Wembley wrestling?
Nope.
So this is a goddamn travesty.
Yep. And with that, we're going to end this. So this has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary, Ring of Honor. And with that, y'all be good, be chill, be safe, and we'll see you next time.